How to increase your conversion rate for your jewelry brand? As you know, you could have the best ads and the best content out there, but if your website is not designed for conversions, none of those matter, and you'll find yourself in a situation where you are leaving too much money on the table. Now, on average for this industry, I found that the conversion rate is around 1.5%. For brands that sell more expensive jewelry, that might be lower. For those that sell cheaper jewelry, the conversion rate might be higher. But if your conversion rate is at least around 1%, you have to optimize your conversion rate, period. So I'm gonna show you in this video some tips and tricks to increase your conversion rate for your jewelry brand. And all these tips and all these insights that I'm gonna give you, they are backed up with my experience and with surveys that we did for all my jewelry clients. We literally saw what our clients wanted and we implemented that, and we noticed a huge spike in. At the end of the day, the best marketer for your business is not you, is not me, is your customer. Now, I'm gonna talk about the product page, not the home page and not the collection page, because at the end of the day, in order to increase even the conversion rate, one just small tip that I can give you is if you're running some ads or if you're driving like traffic from your organic content, be sure that you send them to a product page, not to your home page. Now, why would you want to do that? Because if you're sending a person to the home page, you are giving him or her multiple steps until they go to the checkout. That is a killer for your conversion rate. We want to make it very easy and concise for our client to our website. So let's start with the first technique that will increase your conversion rate, and that is having high quality pictures and videos. Now, probably you already know about this, but have you ever asked yourself what types of shots actually drive the conversions and increases your conversion rate? So there are 5 types of shots that you have to have on your website for a high conversion rate. First thing first is Ecom Shots. Now, these ones, maybe you already have them. These are pretty common and this is something pretty standard in the e-commerce niche. These ones are pictures, usually on a white background, showcasing the product. One thing to mention about the Ecom Shots is that be sure that you are taking shots from different angles, from the top, from the left, from the right, from the side. You need to give enough variation so people could see your product from different angles. The second type of shot is detailed shots. You gotta be sure that you are showing the product very close to the camera and show every single detail, because that is going to add more perceived value to the customer's mind, and it's going to justify the prices that you are putting on your website. If you have these low quality pictures, people will assume that this product is not worth the money that you ask for. And one of the best ways to overcome that is detailed shots. The third one is shots with models. What you don't know about these types of shots is that you need to have different types of people. You have to have different ages, different skin colors, because that is going to resonate with a larger pool of audience. Let's say, for example, that for your types of jewelry, you have, 1 million or 5 millions people who would be interested to buy something from you. With one single model on your website, you are limiting yourself from selling to all that 2, 3, 5 million people from your entire audience. Because you could have, for example, a model who is 30 years old and someone who is interested in your products might be 50 years old. And if she sees that model is young, she's gonna think in her mind that actually this product is more for a younger generation, this is not really for me, so I'm not gonna buy. The next one is user jewelry content. This is pretty much a lifestyle picture with one of your customer wearing your product. What this does, it helps to add more authenticity to your brand and also increases the credibility, which this is an important aspect for a lot of people, and that persuades most of them to take action. And the last but not the least type of shot is a short video. Now, this doesn't need to be like a 10-second video. It should be like up to 3 seconds. But what this helps, it shows to the customer how this product actually looks in the real life. Because a picture, you might fake it, you might change the colors. With a video, it's a little bit harder. It is possible, but it's a little bit harder. So people will be more aware that actually how your product looks on the website, it might look as in the reality. The second tip that is going to increase your conversion rate is utilizing your product shots at the maximum capabilities. Now, what do I mean by that? You have to understand that nowadays, most people, they have a short attention span. They go to your website, even if they like your product, they're gonna look real quickly just through your pictures. They maybe are going to read your description, and afterwards they will simply leave your website where they will buy. This happens in under 1 minute. So what we wanna do, we wanna convey our entire message and our uniqueness of our products within just those pictures and within our description. So one powerful way to do that is using text overlays on your product shots. Not at all of them, but at few that is going to emphasize the uniqueness and your unique selling propositions of your products. And in this way, you convey the message of your brand real quickly, and you persuade the customer to take action just by looking at your pictures. The third tip is reviews. Probably you've already heard about this one. I also talked about reviews in all my other videos, but this is going to increase your conversion rate. This is not a want, this is a must. Reviews is pretty much social proof and also builds authority on the marketplace. How many times do you go and buy online and you read the reviews? Most of the customers, they do that, so you don't need to neglect this aspect. So make sure to position the reviews section right away after the product presentation so people could see and read that right away. And I cannot emphasize how many ways you could utilize reviews. One thing is, using in your ads and increasing the conversion rate on your ads itself. Another way is just using on your website. Again, that is going to increase your conversion rate. You could utilize them as a handle objection tool because most of your customers, they have objections, and the best way to handle them is using other customers' reviews and testimonials. Because what a customer says about your brand is much more important and it's much more worth it than what you say about your brand. The following tip that looks like a small detail, but it does increase the conversion rate, is utilizing the announcement bar. It is important to update your announcement bar consistently because this is literally driving your sales. If you want to promote a specific product, or if you have a new collection and you want to promote that as well, be sure you put that on the announcement bar and you make it clickable, so even if you're getting organic traffic, people will see that and they will click on that, and they're gonna be more likely from there to convert. So it's a very easy way to kind of take a customer by the hand and send them to a product or to a collection that you want to sell. The next thing that you have to work on your website and on your product page is displaying visually, or if you can't, write that in the description, things that your customers might be concerned about. At the end of the day, what we're trying to do here is we want to handle all the customers' objections in the mind, so we could actually sell them just by looking at our product pages. We kind of want to take a stranger and convert into a customer just from the first impression, and we do that when we can understand our customer in and out. We know their concerns, we know their pain points, we know their needs, and we showcase the solutions and we answer all their questions that they have in their mind right away on our product page. So let's say, for example, that one of the concerns is, I don't know what is going to be an ideal size for me. We could have an image where we are showing different sizes on one single picture, and we make that kind of as a comparison so people could see which one is going to resonate better with them. Other concerns where I can use for how to style it. All these concerns, you need to know them before you optimize your website. When you do that, you know exactly what to show, what to write in your description, so you could handle their objections. A question that I know is gonna come up is that, oh Archie, but what to do if I can't show that visually? Write that, as like I said, write that in the description. And this also leads me to the next point, is being sure that you are writing enough information at your description. A common mistake that I noticed a lot of brands are doing, even these high-end jewelry brands, is that they have a description with one single statement. How could you even imagine selling a product that costs $2,000, $3,000 when you don't even express like the uniqueness of your product when you don't have any text, any information about your item. What you need to put in your description is some information about your product, the use case where people can use this product for, the unique selling propositions, and the niche. And when I say the niche, is who is this product for? Is it for people who like art? Is it for modern women? Is it for people who like the bohemian style? You have to know that, because that is going to also help if you're running some ads to help the algorithms to target the right audience, because they also look at your description at your landing page. And one more thing to mention about the description, and this is something that you actually kind of have to think about if this is going to make sense for your brand, because it's not for every single jewelry brand out there. And this is utilizing or writing a code from the founder. This helps to add more authenticity, because at the end of the day, like for most businesses, people do not buy just the product. They want to see who is the face behind the logo, behind that brand. Now, if we talk about the next tip, and this is going to be applied for brands that sell more expensive products, something that is going to be $300 and above, you gotta be sure that you have some kind of certifications attached somewhere at your product page, because a good percentage from your audience is pretty educated, and this is one of the concerns they have just by looking at the surveys and by looking at the like how people respond to a website. So everything that I'm saying is backed up with data. So let's say that you sell real gold, be sure that you have some kind of gold certification. Yes, it does involve some kind of investments, but this investment is going to be worthwhile. Like you noticed in this video, I talked a lot about optimizing small details. When you combine all of them, that is going to skyrocket your conversion rate. When you implement one or two, in that case, you are limiting yourself. But what I want to say about the entire website as an overall experience, you gotta be sure that it is clean, you don't have this wasted space, and it is easy to read and kind of go through. Make it digestible, make it so easy to navigate, so it kind of builds that good customer's experience. If you don't have that, yes, you might get some sales, but that doesn't build like loyal client base. And probably you've heard about this, I talked a lot in my other videos. If you don't have loyal customers, you cannot build a sustainable business. A sustainable business is always and always sustained by loyal customers. Now, by the end of this video, what I would recommend is, besides implementing the tips that I mentioned in this video, is doing a survey on your own for your brand. If you've got a couple hundreds of customers or a couple thousands, and if like tens of thousands of customers, that is going to be perfect. But just simply have an email or an SMS campaign where you are asking your customers to go through a customized survey that you make in advance and answer a few questions about your brand. Because at the end of the day, every single brand is different. Even if I'm talking here about jewelry industry, your business might be a little bit different, and you could find different objections from your customer. And that's why a survey is extremely powerful. You could literally find out what your customer wants. And like I said, who is the best marketer is your audience. And if you'd like to see a video on how to create surveys that give you tons of insightful information from your customers, let me know in the comments below. Because with these surveys, besides that you are getting insightful information, one plus is you are also getting some additional sales. How cool does that sound? But that is a topic for another video. So if this sounds exciting, write in the comments the word survey, and I will make sure in the upcoming days that video will be live. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.